Hello everyone, welcome to GED. Today we have some chips and cheesy bean dip, and we're talking about living on the cheap. So guys, living on the cheap. Sometimes you just gotta have a meal or a purchase in life that, doesn't always have to be the most extravagant, the most fancy, the highest class. I mean, if you think about it, the majority of foods that the common person eats is not expensive. I know with the invention of modern day fast food, there's like value menus and whatnot, but that's not what I'm really talking about. I'm talking about just common foods like bean, rice, bread, lunch meat, pickled foods if you're in Asian countries, rice, I think I said rice, but there's tons of different types of rice. And, beans, of course, are a simple staple food that gets the world going and, keeps people alive, basically. This is Tostito. Ooh, it's pretty hot. I microwaved it. It's Tostitos bean and cheese dip. So, it's got beans in it. Of course, it's going to be brown. It's got beans. It's got a little bit of peppers and salsa mixed in there. And here I just have, common tortilla rounds. So, let's check it out and enjoy. If you're saying, ew, that looks bad, that looks horrible, what are you eating? Well, I'm sure all of you out there have at least had nachos once in your life. So you know that even though this doesn't look the most appetizing, it is freaking delicious. Kind of going back to the theme of cheap food. My dad, and I'm sure your parents or your grandparents, lived through a lot of tough times, much tougher than we have it now, and that we're entering the 2000 era. And there was points, in older people's lives, older than us, I'm sure, that have lived on, nothing more than like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches every day. Simple foods, rice and beans, every day. Milk, water. That's pretty much it. Milk and water. Us being younger generations, we don't really know true hardship of like eras where there are no such thing as Mountain Dew. There's no such things as going to the movie theater every weekend to see the new release, grabbing a huge bucket of popcorn and going out to dinner for huge steak dinners, prime rib, and extravagant meals. So sometimes it would be good to kind of challenge yourself, maybe for a week or two at a time, or if you can do it for a month, to live on cheaper foods, to live on the staples of life. The staples like rice and beans and, simpler foods are actually kind of quite healthy for you. Note how I didn't say nachos are healthy for you. No, nachos are not healthy for you. But if you were to have a simpler diet, a more vegetable and grainy based diet, yeah, could be super healthy. And please note, I'm also saying don't live like you're in the Great Depression, where meager portions and skimpy food will force you to lose weight based on caloric deficit alone. I'm just saying simplify your diet, live on a few, of the minor foods that you probably forget nowadays because you're too busy scarfing down cheeseburgers and tacos and pizza and beer and who knows what else. While this Tostino's cheesy bean dip is okay, I don't think I could recommend buying it again. I could get the same thing. I think this was about $4 for a jar. I could get the same thing that I'm getting now with $1 can of refried beans and a bunch of natural real cheese. Yeah. I mean, predominantly this mixture that they've made just tastes like refried beans anyways, with a little bit of spicy pepper mixed in. A little bit of Tabasco, some refried beans, and like I said again, natural cheese, and you'd be good to go at a much lower and a much probably healthier option, because I'm not sure what they put in this, but I'm sure it's not that great for me. Overly salty and probably preservative laden. Heck, that's like 90% of the food in America nowadays. If you eat a healthy lifestyle, or like a vegetarian lifestyle, I'm interested. Let me know. Spark up a conversation about how exactly you go day to day eating healthy and avoiding bad foods. If you're a student or from a poor family and you live on a skimpy budget and you manage to survive day to day on the staples, I'd also like to hear from you, because stuff like that interests me. Tell you what, these salty beans and these salty chips, they will make you thirsty. Unfortunately, I did not grab anything at the moment. Nachos are definitely a comfort food. Totally unhealthy, super delicious, and really these aren't even nachos, it's just chips and dip. But still, definitely one of those comfort foods that you could eat almost any meal of the day with. I think it's also a combination of the texture. The crunchy chips with the beautiful dip, bean or ranch or some sort of cheese-based dip. It just, that amalgamation of crunchy versus beautiful texture of the silken dip is, I think, what kind of also intrigues people about chips and dip. Well, anyways, guys, I've got to get going. Super thirsty at the moment. And let me know what you thought about simplifying your diet, living off staples, kind of getting, a reduction in your day-to-day extravagant meals and whatnot. Remember to game, eat, and discuss. And I will catch you guys next time.